Hi, welcome to Profile. I'm Dave Larson. If you're like me, you've probably never heard of the Marshall Center here in Garmisch, Germany. And even if you had, you probably don't know what they do. But their current mission could have a profound effect on the future of Europe and the world.
In 1947, it was determined that we needed to establish a school where we could train foreign area officers for duty in the former republics of the Soviet Union. Since that time, over 1,500 people have been trained for those types of missions and duties. The whole infrastructure of that particular U.S. Army Russian Institute then was used as the basis when the Marshall Center was formed with the inauguration on 5 June 1993.
George C. Marshall is famous for his plan to help rebuild Western Europe following World War II. The European Center for Security Studies, which bears his name, hopes to help former Warsaw Pact countries rebuild democratically following the Cold War. Lectures like this one are a common sight.
This morning's lecture will therefore explain, not defend, the evolution of U.S. strategy of containment during the Cold War, in the hope that the better all of us understand that unfortunate episode in our nation's histories, the less likely we'll be to repeat it.
We feel that that the way to keep the wall down is to do our best to ensure that the ideological competition doesn't resurface. And so an analysis of the extent to which that whole competition called the Cold War was driven by conflicting ideologies is central to what we're trying to achieve. There's another element to, to studying history, if you will, in a program like this, and that is that we feel that if you want to decide where you need to go, you have to have a full comprehension of how you got to the present.
Despite its long history, the Marshall Center has only been playing host to former Warsaw Pact officers and officials since last year. It's in rooms like this that the free flow of information happens every day.
We ask the countries to send, quote, their best and their brightest. We teach the course here simultaneously in 3 languages, Russian, German, and English, so we're really not precluded from attracting anybody that they would like to send. But it's in this process where we have a 19-week course where a lot of bonding occurs, a lot of exchange of information, and they get to know each other. They learn from each other.
Sure. I think that one of the most important things here is that we have created a very friendly atmosphere here within the participants and with the personnel of the Marshall Center. And all the people here, even I think that especially during the discussions in our seminaries, there are more debates there, and at the end of the seminar, everyone has his right to express his ideas, and everything is decided after the arguments, after the logic.
Clearly what we want to do is to make sure that for the third time in the 20th century, we don't find ourselves once again on this continent at daggers drawn. In some formal sense, the Cold War is over, but it's not entirely over in everybody's mind. What the United States is doing now, with substantial support from the German government, is a kind of intellectual Marshall Plan to give them the intellectual capital that they need to make the transformation to democracy.
I think that we have learned a lot about the democracy, about the ways of how to establish the democracy, and the most important thing is how to realize the civilian control about the military, over the military. Okay. This is a very important thing for us, I think.
The 19-week course taught to former Warsaw Pact students is actually only 1/3 of the operation here at the Marshall Center. Tomorrow we'll take a look at the instruction American students receive here. Join us.